Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode and a brand new season of Frozen Fortunes, our first one in the top flight in Denmark. It's been a historic day and a long time coming, but we have a positively large mountain of things to discuss, and not all of them are good. First thing, very important to note, you might notice here that we are a semi-professional side, and that is because, that's what we're going to be. We're going to be the only semi-pro team in the top flight in Denmark this year. I was really hoping that wasn't going to be the case. I kind of figured when it ticked over into the new season, the board would come to me like they did last time and say, you know what, let's go pro. But they didn't do that. In fact, I actually asked them after that, and they simply said, nah, we're fine. We feel like we're operating at a reasonable level for this club. What are you talking about? So yeah, that isn't exactly ideal, the fact that we're going to be the only semi-pro side in this division. However, it does mean that we can keep doing the scouting thing we can for at least for the next few seasons and be bringing in a ton of players and at least trying to lock some of them down before we do turn pro. At some point, we're going to have to turn pro eventually. I think it's just going to be a case of sorting the finances out. So hopefully, with us being a semi-pro team in the top flight, the finances should improve dramatically for us this year because we're going to be spending a lot less on wages than everybody else in this league. In fact, our wage bill is like £150,000. It's something ridiculous. It's like, the next thing is you might notice we're sharing a stadium with Aalborg. Aalborg's Portland Park, it's 13,800 capacity, which is nice. And the reason for that is because you have to have a certain level of capacity to play in the top flight in terms of your stadium size, which is 10,000 according to the rules, I noticed. And we don't have that because our stadium's only 2,000. So the board have decided, in their infinite wisdom, to build a new stadium, a 10,000-seater stadium in Greenland. Just let that sink in for a minute. And that would be fine if it wasn't for the fact that the stadium was going to cost us £5.75 million. Because naturally we had that down the side of the sofa, apparently. Now, admittedly, 1.9 of that is coming from grants and whatnot, but we've still had to take out a loan of £4 million, which is going to be paid back at a rate of £35,000 a month for the next decade. So we're in debt now, which is always nice. That's a good way to start the save, or start the save in the top flight anyway. On a financial front, you'll see that we are looking very good on that one at the moment and making a decent amount of profit. Now, obviously, things will change as the season gets going a little bit, but it is still nice to see us being in the black and not the red. Because we'll have prize money, we've got lots of sponsorship stuff to come. We've got a 4-year deal on the kits now, which is nice. The stadium's got a sponsor, which is going to be cool. Not only that, but obviously the TV money, which is massively important for us. 3 times the amount it was before, and virtually all games are on telly. So that means we're going to get, I would say, at least another £500,000 just in television money, which is beautiful. Quick squad news before we get into actual transfers and stuff is that we've got some players that have signed new contracts. I felt it was important to do that. Once that money came in, the board were enabling me to give slightly longer contracts, and I make sure that once we've got a decent amount of money, that's when I try and sign players up, because otherwise the board will let me do like 1-year extensions at most, whereas now we've got some players that are here until 2026, and that is pleasing. So Basquets and Augustin have both signed new deals to take them through to 2026, which is ideal. Safey has done that as well. I wanted to get him because he's a safe pair of hands. And I've also extended Stephen Gardner's contract to take him through to 2026 as well, because I think he's going to be important for us in the top flight this year, even though he is going to be on a fairly decent amount of money. I think he's probably our highest paid player at the moment. Bravo also got a bump because of a promotion clause, but you know, he's so important to us. Also worth noting that both Freymad and Hobro lost in the playoffs. So we're the only team that actually got promoted to the top flight this year, which, I mean, looking at our start to the season is not looking great either. Aalborg came 7th last year, but they're a good side. Norrland were top half, Midfield, Copenhagen, AGF, they were all teams that were in the championship group last year. So we've got a hell of a difficult start, and we can't be judged on losing a fair few of these games because we're going to lose a lot of games this season. We're a semi-pro team playing in the top flight where the gap is just so enormous compared to what it was in the lower tiers. We're going to struggle to win games, but we've got to do our best. And with regards to things like tactics, like, yeah, you could say, let's change the tactic and go really defensive, but remember what we were like just 2 years ago in the second tier before we figured out how to make this work. I feel like if we start messing with things now, we are going to be in deep trouble. I'm happy to persist with that, but I do have a couple of changes I want to make to it in certain games, but we'll talk about that when we actually get into the first game because we're going to try it out today. So a decent number of players have gone out, and some of them I'm pretty glad to see the back of. Unfortunately, Shizzy did leave, which we knew was going to happen, so he'll be playing against us this year. Herman Martinez went because he wasn't going to get games, and now he's off the wage bill. Pamic went, couldn't really do much about that, unfortunately. Jeremy Granger was reasonable enough as an American, but I couldn't be bothered to give him a contract. Danny Lopez has gone to Kilmer, I think it's Kilme, or Kilmer, over in Argentina, but they actually paid us money for the guy, which means that we got £600 a week off of our wage bill, because Danny Lopez again had one of those stupid clauses in his contract, which is why He wanted that when I thought he was going to be really good. So I, being an idiot, gave it to him. And yeah, we've got £600 a week off the wage bill, and they paid us for the privilege. Lovely stuff. You might also notice that Runar Ingolson has joined FC Copenhagen. I don't know what they see in him, but they've got him anyway, and they've got him on a free. That's all of the sort of main people moving away. Someone actually moved to Ipswich Town as well, but these were all sort of players that didn't really suit the style of player and positions, and I'm not too bothered about. What's important is players coming in. The first of which is this guy, Youssef Traor. He's an Ivorian, but he actually can play for us because he's got that French nationality, which I'm a fan of. He's professional personality. He's amazing. The one slight downside is that he refuses to sign a contract with us, so he's still an amateur player at the moment, which means essentially he's going to be here until someone realizes how good he is and comes and nicks him on an absolute bargain. I've tried giving him all sorts. If you've got any ideas on how we might be able to sign this guy up, I've tried having my director of football talk to him. I've tried doing it myself. I don't think there's going to be any way of getting him on a contract. He just says that our squad isn't good enough for the level we're playing at. Well, maybe if you signed a contract, mate, it might be. A sort of semi-decent player that's coming is this guy, Eric Atienza. He's a Spanish midfielder. We've signed him up to a contract on the minimum that we can, just for that extra sort of strength in the midfield, because remember, we lost Sethanor because he's gone back, and obviously Shishi. So one area where we've really grown weak is that central midfield position, and I'm still not sure how we're going to cope with that at the moment, because obviously Traore is good, but I don't know how long he's going to be at the club. We really need one of these centre midfielders that I've signed, or the ones that were here before, being Ott and Andorra, to step up this year and make that role their own, because if not, I think we're going to struggle if we can't get someone to sort of grab that role by the scruff of the neck, unfortunately. We also have this guy. This is Yoseop Yerkovich, a Croatian, again, midfielder, but he's got that driven personality, which is one of the things I pretty much love about this guy. Great long shots, good passing, his technique is solid, decent flair, determination, decisions, no like glaring holes. His long throws isn't great, and his heading isn't amazing. Jumping reach is very poor, because he's a very diminutive, kind of David Silvery style midfielder, it would seem. That's kind of where I'm thinking about. He's only 9 stone 10, bless him, but he's got that driven personality. So I'm hoping he might be one of the ones that grabs this season by the balls, but we've got him, and hopefully he can be good for us. There's also Sergio Santos, a Portuguese attacking midfielder, but he's got the fairly professional personality. He's a playmaker type of player, so we're going to train him and move him slightly further back, so he can kind of play a little bit like what we did with Søren Dirmosa, except I think he's a better player than Dirmosa. His passing isn't amazing, but he does have a lot of other stats that I'm fairly confident will help him in that role. He's got good flair, technique, vision, teamwork, all things I think will help him. Plus, he's got a fairly professional personality, so I'm very pleased with that, and I'm glad to have him at the club as well. The good thing about a lot of these players that came in over this period is that the best ones, really, or sort of equal or better, were all Spanish, Portuguese, those types of nations, which meant that we could pay them a lot less money to actually get them on contracts, which is ideal. There were some Argentinians that were sort of equal or worse than them, but I didn't see the point in giving them contracts because it would cost us a fortune. There's also this guy. This is Dan Yazzie, a striker. The reason I'm a fan of this guy is he's got the potential, which I'm a fan of. He's fairly ambitious, so not the best personality. Probably means he'll leave the first chance he gets, but he's got great composure, great finishing, great first touch. He's an excellent striker. And I feel like given a chance this year, he might be able to dig some stuff out for us this year as well on that right-hand side with Brendan and Vera. We've got lots of more options in the strike force, because before it was starting to look a little bit thin, but now we're starting to look a lot more strong in those areas. Remember, we've also got Jonas Svenningsson, who obviously can't play for us until the end of August, but he's a 3-star striker already, and I think he's going to be playing in the B team in the reserves for now. See if he can smash some goals in for them, and then hopefully we can throw him straight into the first team, because I think he's good enough. But for now, front three is going to remain the same. Gardner, Bravo, Vera. That's the three that have played most of pre-season. I'm hoping they can hit the ground running in this league, and I'm hoping Bravo is going to be the one that will be the sort of standout player for us. But yeah, Ott, for now, probably will occupy that role, and Traore will play here when he gets a chance to play. But wait, we don't want to play a Metsala, not when he's around. We're just going to go with a standard centre midfielder when Traore is not available. But yeah, for now, we're going to go with Ott and Andorra in the midfield. Carl Rogers Jr., Moscuza, Saifi, Agustin, and Perez. I brought Agustin back in based on the analysis we did at the end of last season, which showed that just how good he was for us. He made some mistakes at times, but the guy got in the team of the season despite not playing most of the second half. Well, that sort of final 6 or 7 games, he didn't even play any of them. So I think Roland is definitely going to be consigned to the bench for now. On the bench, Mendo, Roland, Sergio Santos, Dan Yazzie, Basquez, Lamerie. Lamerie? I said that really strange. Lamerie. Samuel Lamerie. I'm going to stop doing that now. He's from Mauritius, I think, or is that somewhere totally different that I'm not thinking of? Mayotte. Okay, so he's got the French personality. French personality. Which is that? Personality. French. Very French. No, he's fairly French. He's from Mayotte, which means he's got that French nationality, so he's a reasonable enough one. He's determined. It would make a good backup, plus he can play, and that's the main thing, really. Now, what I want to do today is, firstly, bastardize this particular formation. It's the copy of the Snowpiercer, where we had a slightly different tactics set out. We haven't used it for a while. But what I want to do with this, am I making sure... Oh, we need to have closed down much more, except that's not what I want. What I want to try today is because they're a bigger side, I feel like the bigger teams away from home, particularly when we were doing this last year, we played a bit better against when we didn't close them down so much and just sort of gave them the ball a bit more and let them have it. Because otherwise we got our shape dragged all over the place and it was costing us too much space. So I think for the bigger games and games away from home against sides like this, it might be worth doing that and then really try and concentrate on harrying the teams that are around us in the league, the slightly lesser quality teams that we might have a better chance of doing that against. That's just my theory for now. I don't want to change the tactic too much, but that's the one thing I think I'm definitely willing to compromise on. Right, so no more hanging around. We might as well get into today's game. Only one game in today's episode because we've had so much stuff to discuss. Yeah. Okay, so we can go back to being the underdogs again. That seemed to work for us back in the day. It's just last year we were doing so well that we didn't really get to play the underdog card so much. Well, whoa, okay. My assistant's got some thoughts. We might have to take a look at our backroom stuff as well. They're playing this kind of system. I think the last time someone played like that against us was Odense, and I'm pretty certain the way we played better against them was by closing down less, so hopefully that helps. So, question of the day, and today's question is this. What 3 signings do you think Fulham need to sign if they go up to make themselves potentially good to survive in the Premier League next year? So what I'm saying for this is, what 3 signings would your team, do you think, need to make to have a better season next year than what they have? For me, signing up Target and Mitrovic permanently, if we can, that's 2 of the 3 right there, and probably a ball-playing centre-back, if we can find someone, because Dennis Adoy is amazing, I love the guy, but he is not a centre-back. He is a full-back playing in a centre-back's role, and we really need someone who's more confident for the defensive capabilities of the role. Ball into the midfield. Right, Perez should be getting onto that. He's not, though, and has left a huge gap out wide. Look at the space for Flores. So much for not closing down, and a big save from Garcia, keeping us in the game after 7 minutes. If we got anything... Oh, we've got to make the league table a little bit bigger, too, because we've got more teams in it this year. 14 teams in the league this year, so more games to be played. Tromberg. I mean, I'm not expecting anything from this game. We've got to manage the games. We've got to be sensible about our expectations this year. If we can avoid getting relegated from this division, even if we have to go to like a playoff or whatever, I will be ecstatic. That is the best we can hope for, playing as a semi-professional team in the top flight of Denmark, to be honest. Augustin. And Gardner's done well. Oh, that's a dreadful pass, Alex. Not Alex. Steven. Flores. Oh, no. That went from amazing to potentially dreadful. Mascouts has committed the foul. This is the first penalty I feel like we've conceded in such a long time. Gardner could have played that in behind Flores, and it's 1-0 to Aalborg after 10 minutes. Ah, dear. There was an opportunity there for us to make a brilliant counter-attacking break, and for some reason, he played an absolutely suicidal pass back in, and Moscutsa had other options, but he fouled him anyway. Kupic looking long. That should easily be cut out by Rogers Jr. Gardner. That's not bad. Better. Over the top. Oh. Why did Vera make the run across there? He probably could have done so much better. We could win the ball here. He has. Gardner! Oh my God! That is a dreadful mistake from the defender, but Vera's put the ball in and Steven Gardner scores his first goal in the top flight. That is... Steven Gardner is not the kind of player when he came to the club that I thought would ever score a goal for us in the top flight of Denmark. A young Irish lad who... That is a great ball in from Vera, and Gardner doing what he does best. 1-1 against the run of play massively, but we will take it. 1-1, my God. Perez will take. We're very much in the mugging them off zone at the moment. And oh my goodness me! Aldo Safi makes it 2-1. This is properly unfair on them in a way. Steven Gardner with the assist. My God, what a performance he's put in so far. Great ball in. Gardner just knocks this down beautifully, and Safi with the goal. New contract. I'm glad we gave him one. We're 2-1 up. We're probably still going to lose, but the fact that we've actually even took the lead here is astonishing. And the only way they've scored is from the penalty spot. Andorra into the channel, and Vera just doesn't have the pace to get there. But this is amazing from us so far. We've taken chances, which is something that we failed to do at times last season. Oh, Flores is so good. Oh, Flores is a danger man for sure. And it's a free kick. Rogers Jr., we might have to mark Flores up a little bit. When they've got the ball at their feet, they're not exactly hurrying to get it up the field. Vera, he's turned the wrong way there. Perez looks... My goodness, what a ball that is. Gardner, bravo. Ah, cleared. But still one here. That is a lovely header from Safi. Rogers... he should have done a lot better there. Carl Rogers Jr. has to be... Great save from Garcia again. We're mugging them off a little bit here, but Rogers Jr. has to do better with that ball at his feet. I'm giving him a chance this year. And now we've conceded a goal from set piece. Well, you can't say it's not really fair on them. They've been the better side so far. Whew, this is an interesting game so far. Flores whips it in. Rises highest. Poor defending, and we didn't concede many goals from set pieces last year. Hopefully this year it won't be too bad, but I feel like we probably will concede a few more just because we're going to concede more goals this season. Right, Vera, spin. What kind of touch was that? Like, that was some shocking play from Vera there. That was woeful. Dan Yazzie might be getting a run out in the second half if Vera carries on like that. Oh my God, Nemeth all the way to the byline. He'll probably will keep that in. Oh, wow. They're a very good side, and I think we were very fortunate to go in front against them. We'll reassess this at half-time. This is going to be a tough old season, I gotta say. Like, they have just got so much better players than us. Maya's ball into the channel. This is an incredible job by Nemeth to even keep this ball in play. But to be fair, there's two defenders there that should be winning headers there. That's literally their one job in that scenario. Our cross completion is fairly good. We've just not had that many crosses. So I might start hitting them a bit earlier to prevent our fullbacks from getting caught so high up the pitch. We might go to a bit more of a pressing approach in the second half to try and get some blood out of this stone. I'm just not confident that that would work for us. Oh, God! The passing's been really bad today as well. That's one thing that's shocked me a little bit, is just how poor. Are you kidding me? 2 penalties in the same game. Right, I mean, that's my fault for setting him to tackle harder on Flores, but we've not made this... That was Perez that time. At least it wasn't Moscuza giving 2 penalties away in the same game. We might have to reassess that again. Flores' strike, and it's saved by Garcia. So now he's saved a penalty as well. He's having the time of his life out there, and it's still only 3-2. This might be the longest half I've ever played on Football Manager. Ball in. Cleared away. We're going to have to do something in this second period. Look at the space, Nemeth. What on earth what the hell happened there? My defender literally walked past the ball and it was a completely... Right, watch this. What is Rogers Jr. doing here? So ball comes into the space and then he just... What are you... That's a great bit of play from Nemeth. And Flores, again, they have just made us look like an absolute mess in this first half. Welcome to the top flight, is all I will say on that one. It's going to be a tough year. Well, first half, not exactly going well, to be perfectly honest. Moscuza's been... we've been dreadful in many areas, to be fair, in this game. Created a couple of opportunities, but they've just been so much better than us, and I guess that makes sense. We are going to go and try and close them down a bit more in the second half, because we might as well. At this point, we've got nothing to lose. Right, second half. I don't know what's about to happen in the second half. This could honestly... Anything could happen. We could end up conceding 7 goals. We could end up not conceding 7 goals. Please don't concede 7 goals. Nemeth. Ball in. Safety. I just want to see something from us in the second half. We scored 2 goals in the first half, which is promising. It's just everything else that's been the problem. Bravo. Over the top for Nicholas Vera. He's through, you know. And it's saved by Kupic. Another good opportunity fashioned by us. Substitutions, right. Vera's been good, but he's been a bit poor lately. I'm going to get Dan Yazzie in for a little bit. I'm also going to get Augustin off for Roll. Oh, we've got so many options here. Let's go Busquets. And what other really... maybe Santos in for... Andorra, and then play him as an advanced playmaker on support. Give him a bit of a run out. I mean, I don't know. If we just keep the scoreline down, it'd be great, but I would like to see us maybe offer us something just to prove that we're capable of it. That's all I'm really hoping here. Moscuza, it's got options. Santos is one of them. Ball in, and it's cleared away, but we should win that easily enough. Don't know why he's played that first time. Seems a bit asinine, but there you go. Buthelezi takes it very short, and he's lost the ball to Bravo. Stephen Gardner makes a poor run, but we've got men surging forward here. Got to find one of them. Dan Yazzie's in. Yazzie! Gardner, and it's 4-3, and we've got a goal back. This is a bloody lovely game. We're actually playing... if it wasn't for the fact that they just had so much quality and we conceded those 2 penalties, we'd actually be doing all right here. We're giving them a go, and that's all we can really do in these away games against the best sides in this league. I was not expecting Yazzie to cross this at all. Brilliant. I mean, it's good vision from him to just pass to a player who's in a better position. I don't know what Yazzie's stats are like for... I don't know, but it's good to see that he's got that in his game, that potential. We're going to go on attacking. We're also going to hit less early crosses because we're playing okay. Sort of. Sort of. It's 4-3. 4-3 wouldn't be the worst result in the world, really. Get Stephen Gardner off the mark with 2 goals. Santos is ball in. Oh, we'll probably just shoot from range, you'd feel. Gardner? Gardner? Oh, no, he's hit the post. What a chance that was. Right then. It's that time of the match again where we kind of just go for it. Rogers Jr. is played all right today, to be fair. And what else do we do? What else can we do? What else do we do? What else is it? Oh, yeah, we'll go overload as well, because why the hell not? If they get a 5th goal, they get a 5th goal, but we might be able to snatch something ridiculous out of the jaws of defeat here, to be fair. So we might as well give it a crack. Ball downfield. Nicely won by Perez. Santos. Moscuza. Into the channel. And, dear. They're looking long... oh, wow. That's really good play. He's just got the pace on us here. And it's 5. That's my fault for trying to push it a little bit too hard, but I just kind of felt like there was an opportunity for us to maybe nick something there. Petros Buthelezi, it's always going to be tough. And when we come away to a really good side and score 3 goals in the game, look at the pace here. I thought they had him, but then he just... Wow, okay. I don't know what happened to my defender. He suddenly just jolted back a few yards, so that's always nice to see. There we go. We actually did clear our lines for once. Didn't immediately concede a penalty. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. That's a bit bad on the goalkeeping front there. 6-3. Leaving some holes, it's fair to say. We maybe got a little bit over the top when we tried to come out at them, but we've got to learn these things. You know, in the top flight, that sort of tactic isn't going to work. He should not be able to score from that angle, and Garcia's let him do it. Bit of a shame on that. We might just revert. Oh, God. Don't concede a 7th one. That would be a bit embarrassing considering how well we've played in places in this game. We honestly probably could have been at 4-4 before that, which is what's most annoying, because Gardner had that opportunity and he just didn't square it for some reason. Right, come on, let's have a go ourselves. Why not? Stevie, what are you doing, man? Safety. Nobody there. God, this feels like the longest game of Football Manager I've ever bloody watched. I mean, that will happen when there's 6 goals in it. Gardner's in behind again. He's got options in the middle. Will he find one of them? No, it's another shot saved. We've had enough chances to probably have more goals in this game. It's incredible. Genuinely, I feel like based on the stats in this game, 6-3 is a tiny, tiny bit harsh on us. But the 2 penalties did not help us in any way. Conceding 6 goals isn't ideal, but there's a lot of positives to be taken from our attacking output in this match. We created a decent number of chances, and on another day, we might have been able to do quite well. Gardner got himself 2 more goals. It's one of those weird games. I think there's positives to be taken. That's all I'm going to say on that one, really. It really is super important to remember where we are in this league. We are massively nailed on to go down this year, and anything we do above that is going to be incredible. I think if we can avoid going down automatically and maybe try our luck at a playoff or something, I don't know. It's going to be tough. We always knew that. And the fact that we're still semi-pro has just made things even tougher. But I like a challenge. And hopefully we'll be able to get some wins. We've got Norrland up next, who were a top-flight team, one of the top half teams, but we have got them at home. So maybe there's something we can get in that game. I don't know. We've got to be targeting games against the likes of Lyngby, Kurgia, not Randers, they did quite well, Esbjerg, Vela, Brøndby as well aren't too great, Sunnigerska. Those sort of teams are the kind of teams we have to be trying to take points against them, basically. That's where we've got to aim for. So there's 18 league games between now and Christmas. That's kind of where, because there's more games in this league as well, because obviously there's more teams. So 18 league games between now and Christmas. I guess we should break it down into sets of 6. So 4 games, 2 live comms. 4 games, 2 live comms. 4 games, 2 live comms. Obviously, there could be cup games in there too, because we start the second round. So in the next episode, we've got Norrland at home, tough but winnable, potentially. I mean, it's not that winnable, but we're at home. You never know what can happen. Midfield away, might as well write that one off. Copenhagen away, might as well write that one off as well. I think AGF as well, they're a really good side. Honestly, from these next 4 games, if we took a single point, I'd probably be happy. Or maybe 1 win in there. Maybe the Norrland game is potentially winnable. AGF, if we could pull something off at home. And then we actually come back for slightly more winnable games in the live comps against Brøndby and Sunnigerska, who that name is really hard for me to pronounce. I think it's something like Sunnigersk. I don't know. If someone could write that phonetically, that'd be great. So yeah, next episode, Brøndby and Sunnigersk at home. Away and at home. It's going to be difficult. However, for that Brøndby game, we will have Jonas Svenningsson available because his birthday is on the 26th of August, I believe. So the day before this game. So hopefully we'll be able to play. And if not, he'll definitely be available for the next game. So that's something good. And hopefully there'll be some good players coming in. I don't know. It's going to be tough. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this episode, despite the rather higgledy-piggledy game, then do drop a like on the video if you're looking forward to the new season. And, of course, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this in your inbox every single Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Sorry if this episode has been a bit long. There's been a lot of stuff to discuss, and that game went on forever. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.